If you've got tomato plants absolutely loaded with blossoms, but only a small fraction of them ever turn into actual tomatoes, you're not imagining it. That gap between flowering and fruiting is exactly where most home growers lose the bulk of their potential harvest, and it usually comes down to one overlooked detail. Today I want to walk you through a simple, low-cost treatment that closes that gap, the right amount to use, the right time to use it, and the reasoning behind why it works, so you're not just following steps blindly. The nutrient at the center of this is boron. It's only needed in tiny, trace amounts, but don't let that fool you. It plays a direct, irreplaceable role in pollen viability and successful pollination. And pollination is the single event that decides whether a flower turns into a tomato or simply shrivels up and drops off the vine. Here's the tricky part. A boron shortage doesn't usually show up as an obvious symptom on the flower itself. The blossoms often open completely normally, they just abort and fall at a noticeably higher rate before fruit ever has the chance to form. That's what makes this deficiency so easy to miss and so easy to misdiagnose as a watering or temperature problem. The window that matters most is full bloom, the peak of your flowering stage. Applying boron right at that point gives the plant exactly what it needs at the moment it needs it, which helps it hold on to more flowers and convert a higher percentage of them into fruit instead of dropping them. Now let's get into how to actually prepare this. The mixing process itself isn't complicated, but there are a couple of details that genuinely matter, so don't skip them. Start with about 300 milliliters of hot water, somewhere in the 60 to 70 degrees Celsius range, in a glass or other heat-safe container. To that, add 5 grams of boric acid, that's roughly 1 level teaspoon. Stir continuously and don't stop until every visible grain has fully disappeared into the solution. This step is more important than it sounds. Boric acid dissolves very slowly in cool or room temperature water, and if you rush it, you'll end up with undissolved granules sitting in your spray bottle. Those leftover granules create concentrated hotspots, and that's precisely where you'll see scorched or burned patches show up on the leaves later. Once you're confident everything is fully dissolved, top the solution up with plain water until you reach a total of 500 milliliters. Then give it one more thorough stir to make sure it's uniform. That 500 ml batch is your concentrate, not your final spray mix. Don't apply it directly. If you're treating a number of plants at once, mix the entire 500 ml concentrate into 10 liters of clean water. If you only need a smaller batch, take 200 ml of the concentrate and dilute it into 4 liters of water, stirring well so the boron is spread evenly through the whole volume rather than settling unevenly. Getting this dilution ratio correct matters more than most people assume. Boron has one of the narrowest margins of any plant nutrient between beneficial and harmful. Mix it too strong, and you risk leaf burn, stunted shoot growth, and general stress on the plant. Mix it too weak, and you've essentially wasted the application. There won't be enough boron present for the plant to meaningfully use. Hitting the right ratio is what allows the plant to take up the nutrients steadily and safely, while still getting the flowering and fruit set benefits you're after. Timing your application is just as important as getting the mix right. Always spray in the early morning or late afternoon when temperatures are cooler. Avoid spraying under strong midday sun. The solution evaporates too quickly in the heat, leaving behind a concentrated residue that can damage leaf tissue. When you spray, aim for even coverage across the leaves and stems, and pay particular attention to the flower clusters, since that's the actual site where pollination happens and fruit development begins. If you found this useful, give it a share with another grower dealing with the same flower drop frustration, and stick around for more practical, no-nonsense growing tips.